Hello. We are back with the wildest arms you ever did see.
What if that's how the games were named? Like the first one was Wild Arms, the second one was Wilder Arms, third one was Wildest.
How did they know they were going to stop at three?
Well, maybe they had a plan going in.
Okay. It's just awkward because, like, if you do end up making a fourth one, you got to be like, against all odds, arms that are even wilder.
Guess I gotta go back and take the jewel, but I think this is a new enemy.
All right, so you're in this. What's the
I'm in
place
the
called?
Gemini Corps,
The Gemini
looking for the
Corps.
Gemini circuit so we can make our flying machine.
Right.
Or make it go over mountains. Like it flies now, but not high enough to get over mountains.
It's just not good enough.
It's a shitty plane right now.
It's a what?
A shitty plane right now.
A shitty plane. I thought you said a shit slammer. I don't know what that would mean, but
I don't even know how you heard those syllables.
shit slammer sounds like some kind of collectible game for kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you buy a pack of shit slammers, and you've got the shit slammer launcher, and you've got the shit slammer arena. You get a starter pack of shit slammers. It comes with like a special gold shit slammer.
Mm-hmm.
Then you buy a shit slammer booster pack. How do you play shit slammers?
It's not Pogs.
I don't know. I mean, it's, like it sounds like it would be Pogs or Beyblades or something where you're bashing shit together, but like, there's got to be a shit element to it.
Can Handpan get that? Because otherwise I can't get back through here. Standing in that exact same location a second before. Like, I'm pretty sure if I go get that, I can't come back through. Son of a bitch. Of course, God forbid Rudy miss out on nap time. Yeah, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So I think the other one allows me to stay up here. I don't have 2 jewels I'm just not aware of, do I? No, I didn't think so.
Like, where you left off last time, you were basically having to redo this whole dungeon, right? Which is because I think you had to leave and, like, come back in and redo the puzzles. And I know you blew up a wall and found an extra gem.
Yeah, but it's the one that I'm using.
I gotcha.
Where I started today that's opening a portcullis, you know, so that I could get to where that save point was. And, like, this one opens the way down there. So, like, if I take it out, it closes that gate and I can't get back down there. Which is the natural progression of the dungeon.
Okay.
Because, like, I was wandering around forever before Tirith was like, hey, I think you missed a wall you could blow up.
And that's how you got that second one.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, you have to come this way and open a path through that door, and that's, like, the linear forward area.
Mm-hmm.
So everything to the right is the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe I missed something in that room. I don't know how I could have missed anything up here, because I walked around forever up here last time.
So basically, when you used the gem here, you had 2 gems. You used one, and then you kept going. You used another.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I think there was a chest here, and I already got it. I guess it's reset again because I loaded in and out of the game.
Right.
Because this is where I took a gem from.
Doing okay? That's good, Jeff. Hope you got some rest in this week.
There's those 2 chests, and then I think the phaser arm was what was in that arms chest.
Yeah, you got that.
there.
I'm just sort of like scanning. Like, there's a thing you can blow up.
Yeah, but again, it seems like these have reset.
Yeah. Now, what's the temperature up in Canada right now, Jeff?
That thing did not like high flame.
It's like 30 degrees here right now. It's gonna be 22, around 22 degrees over the next couple days as the low, which is pretty cold for Alabama.
And then I got another gem from here, I think.
Okay. So you got a third one there?
No, that was the second one.
I'm sorry, are you backtracking to the beginning of the dungeon?
backtracking.
Okay. So this is where you got the first one, right?
Maybe. This was the door that I didn't see that Tirith pointed
Yeah, and I
out,
think
so
this led...
This
yeah.
may have been the second one, actually.
Okay. I gotcha.
So that's all that's there, is that gem.
Okay.
Where it was. And then that's just that, I guess, to show you that there's some shit there. And then this is the exit, I'm pretty sure.
To the dungeon? Yeah, so that's where you would come in.
Yeah, so that's gonna reset everything again. I may go back to a town real quick just to heal.
I think that's a good idea, though. Let's just go through the dungeon methodically and check all the walls.
I think that's Court Theme nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the store, because I could probably use some more heal berries.
I'm trying to think of anything interesting that happened this week, but I don't really feel like we've done anything.
No, not really. That's magic.
It's just been a really slow week. It's been a long week. I wish it had gone a little... I don't know. I don't want to say I wish it had gone a little faster. Just as this music is like a mix between A Link to the Past and Ennio Morricone. I agree. Yeah, the Morricone influence is very strong. I love Morricone soundtrack.
Oh, yes. There's no chance I can teleport back to that place, is there? No.
Do you have a favorite Morricone soundtrack, Jeff? My favorite is his soundtrack to My Name is Nobody, which is probably my favorite Western. It's kind of like a Western comedy, but it's
Okay.
it's really good, and the music is fucking amazing.
Okay. There's a place to bomb up here. I don't remember what's in it.
Once Upon a Time in the West, that's so fucking good.
There's a chest. So that's taken care of.
Right. Did you know that Ennio Morricone did the soundtrack to Wes Craven's not Wes Craven, I'm sorry, John Carpenter's The Thing? Yeah, John Carpenter does a ton of his own soundtracks because he's a really talented synth musician. But
like he wrote the theme, didn't he?
who?
Carpenter.
No.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Okay.
That's what was so surprising to me, is the theme to The Thing is like one of the most memorable pieces of horror movie music in my opinion. And it's very low key and understated, which is not really Morricone's thing, you know. Like his stuff is very ornate, but I don't know, like that's just what he did for it, because I guess he understood enough about how to write music that he did something that just made sense for the movie.
Alright, so here is just this platform.
Right.
And I don't even know if it's going to reset the gems or if it just resets those walls. Yeah, it doesn't reset the jewels, so this one is still down where I put it before. And, like, neither of these walls have the patterning on them to say that you can blow them up.
Right.
So you have to continue going this way. Nothing to blow up over here.
There's a wall right there.
There's stairs down. And it takes you to this one.
Which is the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like, I don't know what the thing would be like if it had a more traditional Morricone soundtrack, because, like, I don't know, like, I can sort of start to imagine some of the things he could do, but it just all seems too busy for the story. I'm really not sure if he did any other horror soundtracks.
Are you fucking serious?
I am gonna look that up.
Stairs down. I think there was a chest there, but it's gone.
So there's
Here's
another wall. All right. I'm going through a list of movies here, and like, you know, a lot of these are in Italian. So it's not obvious to me that they might be horror movies. So I might be missing a couple. But in 1965, he did do the score to a Mario Caiano movie called Nightmare Castle, which I don't believe I've seen. Sort of pre-Giallo Italian horror. But he's really doing a lot of westerns at that point as well, in the 60s. Because, I mean, people are going over there to make westerns. Snuggle says, imagine lighting a bomb, turning around, and getting jumped by monsters.
Yeah. Okay, and I think this was not one I could take, but I can put one here and it reveals some stairs. But I'm pretty sure those are the stairs that lead around to that arm case behind those chests.
So it's like a passage that you don't necessarily have to take. So is this a door right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, is this the linear progression from there?
Yeah, because this is where...
Okay. So you put it in there, and you said that this opens something further on, right?
It opens that.
Okay, so you have to have that open.
Yeah, because that's the only place to go.
So is that sort of where you have to leave the first one?
Yeah.
So far? Okay.
I hate these fucking enemies. Worse.
Okay, he actually did the soundtrack to Argento's Cat o' Nine Tails. I don't think I knew that. So that's another horror film. And okay, so there's some giallo in here. Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. He did Fulci's Lizard in Woman's Skin. He did Argento's Four Flies on Grey Velvet. What have you done to Solange? Fifth Chord, Devil in the Brain.
There was another passage you could take, which I'm sure I took.
Black Belly of the Tarantula. Retcon Greg has raided with a party of 8. Mochum, hello, hello. Hello, Ghostblade. Hello, Angry Kid. Welcome, everyone. Roadkill is... Basically, you've restarted this dungeon for the 3rd time, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. It's just confusing me.
Yeah,
like, I know what I need to do, but I can't find any of the stuff to do it.
I'm going through a filmography of Ennio Morricone's soundtracks and determining how many horror films he did. What's up, J-Mac? J-Mac gave us a Hails and a Fuck Toast. Fuck Toast Fridays.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, you said that Masahiro Ito eats a fuck toast every Friday.
Apparently.
Well, so what was the...
He was out of honey. He didn't realize
he was out
until
of honey last
too late.
night. Masahiro Ito had to eat his fuck toast with no honey, and that's just an unjust world. How's everybody doing today? How was your stream, Greg?
I didn't even move. I got a random encounter.
Retcon Greg has redeemed Colt my meat. Greg, as you will it, the meat shall be Colt. The meat is Colt. Ghostblade says things are going all right. It's been that kind of week. Like, nothing crazy's happened, but it's just been kind of like almost boring. There's not a lot going on. Greg says my stream was good. Was editing some acoustic guitar tones. Were you editing some of the stuff that you tracked the other day? You want any more tea?
No, I still haven't drank most of mine. Like, there's no walls to blow up. There's nothing here other than those two, which I'm gonna have to move both to go through the door. So, I don't... Maybe I didn't go into the one behind the chest? It's the only thing I can think to try.
Oh, cool. Yeah, those, the... Excuse me. The acoustic stuff you laid down the other day was really excellent. Also, Greg released the ambient track he recorded during that stream the other day when he was playing with that Brian Eno app. He released that as an album today through Daliad. You're gonna end up re-recording a few of those tracks. Well, they can only get better, Greg. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cold?
Mm-hmm.
It is so cold here.
understand what that enemy's health is. So I feel like I've done different damage to it every single time.
It's a very chunky dragon, you know what I mean? Like, the body is very thick, I guess.
Okay, I guess I just didn't go down here. Why did I not go down here?
So there are 2 more.
Yeah, so that solves everything.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe I didn't see that wall was destructible. Who knows?
Oh well, you found it. It's all good.
And then I can take this one back out and I'll have 3.
Morcone also did the soundtrack to Autopsy, Umberto Lenzi's Spasmo, the Antichrist. He also did the soundtrack to 120 Days of Sodom, which I did not realize. So he actually did a really good number of horror movies. He did the soundtrack to The Heretic. I think I knew that. The Exorcist 2.
Yeah, we just recently watched that, so I wonder, I can't remember for sure if we pointed that out.
I'm sure we commented on it and then kind of forgot. I'm really bad about remembering composers for films. Did the movie Bloodline. And then in '82, he did The Thing. He was nominated for Worst Musical Score for The Thing.
Yeah, I know The Thing was, like, hated when it came out, even though it's one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, 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 what's up, gamers? What up, Tierith? Yeah, The Thing was, like, universally panned when it came out. Like, people just hated it. Because it was like...
Fuck it, let's rocket launcher these bitches.
Rocket launcher them.
They put us to sleep and the fight lasts so goddamn long and it's so stupid. Oh good, they get to go first. Oh. I guess we're not rocket launchering them.
What are these things called?
Dual goals. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, I have no idea. Mochum says The Thing is one of my favorites. I used to play the Xbox game. The Thing is possibly my favorite horror film. It's definitely my top 5. I had that game. I had it for PC. Didn't really understand how to play it. I was really young when it came out. I don't know if it would be a good game to stream, but maybe. Even if it's just like a one-time thing to check it out, it would be good. Because I know it had some interesting mechanics. Like it was, you know, it had like interesting party mechanics and trust mechanics. Where you could like gain the trust of your AI companions or like coerce them into doing things by pointing guns at them and stuff. And you had like blood test kits. Ghostblade says, I remember a couple of composers for games, as they can have some of my favorite music, but I haven't actively listened to any film soundtracks, other than Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield, as that was in Death Note and The Exorcist. Yeah,
I've told you that Tubular Bells is a stand, right?
yes, yeah. I'm not, like, a massive soundtrack fan. I've definitely gotten more into...
I got a Power Glove.
Ooh. I've definitely gotten more into, soundtracks and ambient music over the last few years. Probably because of Dungeon Synth. But yeah, I've always liked Morricone soundtracks. I like John Carpenter soundtracks a lot. So you can just punch shit now and knock shit over. That's fucking cool. Roadkill says that shit's useless. I mean, Tira says that shit's useless, Roadkill. Throw it in the garbage. Get rid of it.
The Power Glove?
Yeah, get rid of it. You don't need it.
Somehow a bomb went off right there, but the monsters in it were fine.
Yeah. Ghostblade asks, what did you mean Tubular Bells is a stand?
I don't know if you've ever heard of an anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Like, I'm sure a lot of people here have, but if you're not, like, an anime fan, you may not.
But, the way shit works in that anime is people have, supernatural abilities called stands, and the mangaka named a lot of them after music, because he just has an interest in music.
So, like, a lot of them are named after specific songs or bands and or artists and stuff.
Damn it. Can I... Okay, what the fuck do you want me to do, game?
Because, like, in the fourth chapter that we just watched?
Uh-huh.
The villain, his stand is Killer Queen.
Yeah.
Like the Queen song. So he'd be like, oh, this is my stand, Killer Queen, and this is its power, when he does his big villain speech or whatever.
As villains are required by law to do.
They are. And that's like a super simple summary of that aspect of JoJo.
You can't get any deeper than that.
Yeah, you have to suspend your thinking ability to really understand JoJo, because it's fucking stupid.
I love it.
Like, it's really good, but it's just complete idiocy. Snuggle says if you've watched an anime or been on Reddit, you've seen JoJo references. And Greg says, my poor mom searched high and low for the Power Glove, Christmas 1989. That's sad, because I assume she didn't get it for you. But, I mean, really, you dodged a bullet, maybe. Of course, you might have a collector's item now if you had one. Tirith says, what would your stand be?
I said I kind of want one named Terror Bird, after the Author and Punisher song.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, that has to be... Well, there's this door. Let's see. No, that's where I just came from. Alright. I'm gonna throw a rat at it.
You gotta throw a rat at it.
Like, I feel like I should be able to stand on the other side of this.
Stand.
But I can't. And I can't angle my hook shot correctly.
I mean, what are you trying to hook onto?
That statue, I guess.
Just start punching shit. You got that glove now. Ghostblade says, I've never been on Reddit. Probably for the best.
I guess...
Told you to start punching shit. Oh, Greg says they did end up finding a Power Glove, but he never could get it to work. Okay. Can you punch it across? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's see. feel like it's just gonna fall.
I do too, but you don't know. Oh, look at that
Damn,
shit.
Rudy.
Goddamn, Rudy. Tira says she would choose Jukebox Hero as her stand. Like, I'm kind of the same way, where, like, I feel like I'd want to choose, like, sort of a classic song rather than some modern or niche song that I like. I'm kind of ambivalent about that. Snuggles, like, I like some of the stands that have like a direct reference to like what they do, but sometimes it's cool when they just have a random name and it has nothing to do with the power.
I feel like most of them are like that too. Also, I saw J-Mac ask if Sabbath Bloody Sabbath was one, and it's not, but Black Sabbath is one. And I love its design, and it is only in like 2 chapters.
Yeah. So I think J-Mac is probably saying that they would choose Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. That would be one of my choices. What's another Sabbath song that I adore then?
The Mech Drake.
The Mech Drake. I don't think that's a Black Sabbath song. Other than... Ghostblade says they would choose their own music, but other than that, they would choose a Nevermore song. I can get into that. Retcon Greg says, does it have to be a song that defines you? No, not really. So, like, it could just be a song that you like. If you, like Snuggles is saying, it could be a song that makes reference to what the stand does, what the power is. And the powers in JoJo range from, like... they range from, like, full... Like, some of them are full-on, like, characters. Like, they have... like bodies and they appear and fight. Sometimes it's just some weird supernatural power or something that they can summon. Sometimes it's an object, and sometimes it's just a passive power. Like
you haven't gotten to any yet, because I think the first one is in part 4. No, part 5. But there are some stands that activate on death.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Alright, J-Mac is changing their answer to Harlequin Forest. I'm still thinking, like...
I don't know, I feel like I'd pick an Elton John song if we're trying to stick to...
Yeah.
Older one, which, I mean, I don't really feel like that's a necessity. If you have more modern ones that you like better, that's fine, because, like, part 8 only just finished. I think there's a Lady Gaga one.
Snuggles is pointing out that there are stands that evolve too, which is also true.
Because like one of the main characters in part 4 has echoes. Yeah. So it's echoes Act 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite stands from part 4. I really like that character and his stand. Tira says, I wish I could pick the Reaper, because that's what I would really pick. Like, don't fear the Reaper. Oh, that would be... Is Burden for you a stand?
Not that I recall.
Ooh, I might pick that. That's one of my favorite... That's one of my favorite Blue Oyster Cult songs. J-Max says, any cool Opeth sounding song, really. Cool sounding Opeth song. Oh, Greg says thick as a brick. That would be a good one, Greg. I feel like there's a lot of interesting stuff you could work with there. Because the stand powers can be very strange. Like, some of them are very weird, and like, the logic to them is very esoteric.
Like, it's been so long since I've read part 5, but there's one in part 5 that I don't think either its user can be insanely remote, or it doesn't have a user. Like, it's one of those weird ones, I just can't remember. Because it's not that... Like, the stand had to gestate inside of a person.
Yeah.
And then it was born, and it somehow manifested a bike. and it had something to do with DNA.
Yeah.
Like, it was just one of those where I was reading, like, what the fuck are you talking about, Araki?
Snucky. Fuck, I can't fucking read today. Snuggles says, Dirty Deeds is busted powerful.
Like, all the villains are. Like, the only villainous trait that Araki can come up with is they can manipulate time. So every villain has a time manipulating stand.
Right, because that's OP.
He comes up with weirder and weirder and weirder ways to defeat them that each time you finish a chapter, you're like, I don't know that they really defeated him, but okay.
Right.
Except for part 6. I think the dude manipulates gravity in part 6.
Right. I just want to point out that Tirith, in response to Greg saying I'd pick thick as a brick, has asked, is that a reference to Greg Nog? Greg Nog is thick as a brick.
I could just use Honky Cat, which is what I came up with for a character.
Yeah. Snuggle says, I still think of all the JoJo's, the most powerful one has the power to shoot his fingernails.
I didn't know he became that powerful, but okay. His stand is Tusk.
Will you explain the villain stand in Golden Wind?
It's time, I think.
Okay, no, not the villain. The Dio character stand. The dinosaur one.
That's Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run. I'm sorry. Will you explain that one?
I'll try.
Because it's so ridiculous. I think it's the perfect example of how stupid JoJo is.
He can turn into a dinosaur. Like, his stand is called Scary Monsters.
But it's more complex than that.
Like, he can turn into a dinosaur, and he can turn other people into dinosaurs.
Right. Like that's just his fucking power, is he can turn things into dinosaurs. That's his fucking power. It's like an AI wrote the X-Men, is really how JoJo reads.
Yeah.
It's like somebody fed an AI every X-Men comic ever written and told it to write a new X-Men comic. And it just came up with absolutely batshit powers. See, that's the thing, J-Mac. Like, yeah, like, you could say he's a druid with polymorph, like, he turns into a dinosaur. But that's not the case. He turns other things into dinosaurs. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's like he's got, like a Midas touch, but it turns stuff into dinosaurs instead of gold. Like, it's insane.
Like, it's been a long time, and I didn't finish Steel Ball Run. Like, I need to go back and start it over, so I can't remember it exactly, because that's the one Tubular Bells is from, too. And Tubular Bells, from what I remember, is a dude who makes balloon animals. And I think he's either trying to assassinate the president, or he's an assassin for the president. Because Steel Ball Run takes place in 1860s America.
Yeah.
If you go and look up pictures of the characters from Steel Ball Run, you would never have guessed that, because I never guessed it. I started reading it, and I'm like, is this the right... Well, I mean, it's Araki's style, because Araki has an unmistakable style.
Snuggles also points out that I think the dinosaurs can shoot lasers and also control people's minds.
Probably. I'm sure you remember better. Oh, I'm silenced. That's why I can't use my fucking magic.
Tubular is awesome. They are a bunch of balloon animals, basically.
Okay, that's what I thought. Like, I remember it,
so
but I don't remember what it does.
Ghostblade says, yeah, this is like something you would think of as a child. Like, it is like that. But it's a child who, like... a third of the way into
a child who had no friends ever at any point in their life.
But it's a child who a third of the way into the writing of the manga decided to get really into fashion design.
Mm-hmm. Also, he has a self-insert character who's like plot relevant in part 4.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think this phaser is as good as my bazooka. Or my rocket launcher, I mean. I haven't upgraded a lot of these things. I need to do that next time in town.
Greg says, has anybody seen the British show Misfits? They had funny powers in that show. And Snuggle says Misfits is good. They didn't focus too hard on the powers, but it complemented the drama. I remember seeing, like, advertisements for that show, but it's not one I've ever watched.
Oh shit, I need to heal everybody. Oops.
Yeah, like JoJo starts out as like Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, the first one is just fighting vampires. Or a vampire.
Yeah.
Because there's a fighting system that's developed in
Yeah.
the first 2 chapters that's barely mentioned in the third one and then never mentioned again.
Yeah. It's mentioned one time again in the third one.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's barely mentioned in the third
Okay.
one and then never again after that.
Yeah, I think Snuggles has said this before, but season 1 is her favorite. Don't let the JoJo fandom hear that. I mean, I like season 1, but I definitely agree that the later seasons are better.
I still think 4 is my favorite.
Stardust Crusaders is still the favorite one I've seen so far.
Diamond is Unbreakable is definitely still my favorite, but I also just really love Josuke and Okuyasu. Like, Okuyasu could have one of the most fucking OP stands,
Yeah.
but he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Tyr says, I just want to look like a JoJo character.
Who doesn't? God damn it, dude!
I just like the very shonen vibe of Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like watching DBZ back in the day, in a certain regard.
Mm-hmm. Watch this heal his ass. Oh no.
Man, speaking of classic music, how about Meatloaf died today? I didn't really care for Meatloaf on a personal level, but I really like his old music.
Which was, you know, written by...
Yeah, I mean, mostly written by Jim Steinman.
Who
but,
died
I mean,
last year.
Yeah, Jim Steinman just died too. But, I mean, I think he was a good performer. I mean, he's an amazing singer.
This must be one of the Gemini circuits that Professor Emma is looking for. If we can get 2 of these Gemini circuits, Emma can complete the Proto-Wing. Let's get back to Adlehyde.
You have to
Maybe
find
our
2?
good captain and his gang has found the second Gemini circuit.
Oh,
But yeah, that's
okay.
what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. You never listened to Meatloaf Ghostblade? It's good stuff. I mean, if you're into like 80s rock, like sort of really dramatic stuff, sort of operatic rock. Pour some ketchup out for the dead homie, says Kawhi.
I wish I had some Meatloaf. Meatloaf was good.
Like, his earlier albums are really good because they were written with a producer named Jim Steinman, who I think is one of my favorite producers and songwriters from the 80s. But Meatloaf was just like a really fucking great performer. He's also in a couple of movies. Most famously, he had a pretty big role in Rocky Horror Picture Show. He was also in later life in Fight Club as a minor character.
Who was Jack Black's dad in The Pick of Destiny?
He was in The Pick of Destiny too, in the Tenacious D movie. I don't really care for him personally. He had some really pretty wild politics in later life, but he was still a pretty good musician. But yeah, if you've never listened to Bat Out of Hell, I would highly recommend listening to Bat Out of Hell. But I also wouldn't bother listening to a lot of Meatloaf stuff. I would just go find different Jim Steinman stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bonnie Tyler's
Total Eclipse.
Well, it's called, the album's called Speed of Night, I think.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't know? Yes, you've seen Fight Club. He's Bob with bitch tits. He's the big dude that sort of latches on to the narrator while he's in the one of the men's support groups that he's in early in the movie, and he later becomes a part of Project Chaos and dies. His name's Robert Paulson. That they chant his name at that one part. Greg says that he just remembered there's a character in that show, Misfits, who was introduced as a joke because his power was controlling milk. Like, that sounds like a Grant Morrison character. Greg says he found out he could if someone ate dairy, he could control it from in their body and kill them from the inside. Milk benders. Unless they're vegan, that's right. That's right. We would be immune to milk bending. There's no dairy in us. So have you used the new arm yet?
Yeah, I think I used it in that fight against the dragon, but it wasn't as good as my upgraded shit yet. But now I'm trying to spend a good bit of money and upgrade everything because I have a ton of money.
Suggle says you think the vegan police would be milk benders. Like... What? like militant vegans who would learn to control dairy from the inside of non-vegans' bodies and kill you if you imbibe dairy.
I don't have the money to upgrade anything anymore. Where is Emma? Professor Emma left for the castle. Okay, thank you for actually telling me something useful. Did I save? I should go save, so I don't have to do that shit again. Are they still making that live-action Avatar show?
I don't know. Did that get derailed by COVID or something else? I can't remember.
So we got one of the Gemini circuits already. We can get to work as soon as we have the other one. Professor Emma, I have an important message. We received a transmission from the team on the sweet candy. One Gemini circuit found, returning to base. Oh boy, we can start the work soon. This is Sweet Candy. Mayday, Mayday, under attack, requesting backup. This is happening at the worst possible time.
Yeah, the show began filming in November of last year and will last until May of this year. So, yeah, I guess that's still coming.
Gee whiz. What the hell is that? Water.
Oh, shit. Sea monster?
Just as we found one of the Gemini circuits, we get this. Do you have any special weapons or something? This is a trade ship, not the USS Missouri.
What?
Why does that exist in this universe?
I don't know.
You haven't got a clue, have you? This is a game. You should always carry a special weapon. Huh? Wow, grab onto me. No doggone way. My poor ship, the Sweet Candy. She's sinking. All hands. Abandoned ship.
Snuggles says that live-action Twisted Metal is still coming out.
I didn't know that was happening.
I'm not sure I did either, but I'll watch that. That sounds like it'll be fucking terrible, probably, but...
I mean, is there a plot in the game?
Yeah, there's a plot. Like, there's a lot of plot in those games, actually.
Jeez, I'm drenched. Hey, don't look at me. What happened? The ship is gone. Did you get the Gemini circuit? Is it okay? What a horrific creature. A stone mermaid. I'm sorry, we were too busy getting away from the monster. You motherfuckers! You had one fucking job. So the proto-wing upgrade will... I am deeply sorry. We must get back to Adelaide so we can regroup our thoughts. You could just call them sailors, damn. Oh, my sweet candy. Rest in peace.
Motion says, making milk float outside a bag of milk, floating outside a bag of milk.
That's... like, Katara has that water skin that she carries around with her too, waterbend. Can you imagine how nasty a milk sack would get?
Oh, it would just turn into cheese after a while.
That would be the because you know there's lava benders.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a further thing with earth benders. So there's cheese benders.
Cheese benders.
So the other Gemini circuit is at the bottom of the sea. My poor sweet candy. Ah, this is so frustrating. Does this mean that all our efforts were for nothing? Even McDullen did a good job. Thank you, my lady. The Gemini circuit only work as a pair. I guess we have to give up on our idea. Into the game. Now that the other circuit is buried deep beneath the ocean. Too bad. What was that?
What?
Why did the screen do that?
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
It like went sepia tone and said, too bad. Don't give up, everyone. There must be another way. Okay. Candy. A bubble gum and taffy.
Yeah, Snuggle says that they just want to see a Sweet Tooth on the big screen because that character's haunted them since they were a kid. Sweet Tooth is a cool character. Like, I don't see a scenario where that movie's not kinda goofy and cringy or just kind of boring, but yeah, it'll probably be good enough. Greg says, wanted to say this weather is bullshit. What's the weather like up there, man? I was saying earlier that it's really fucking cold here for Alabama. It's like, the low is like in the low 20s the next few days. So we're fucking bundled up on the couch right now. Like, it's nice. I like it to be, cold. It's definitely going to be cringy. Twisted Metal was amazing back in the day, but I think in modern times it won't work in any media format. A Twisted Metal movie will either be bad or good bad. And I feel like it'll probably be good bad. I feel like my level of good bad for a film is probably a little lower on the scale than a lot of people's, but I get into it. guy who is the new Captain America is the main character. Anthony Mackie is playing Axel. Hell yeah. I get into that. I like Anthony Mackie. Greg says it's negative with the fucking wind chill. That, yeah. That's fucking brutal, man. Like, that's, like, different from the cold we have here. We lived in Wisconsin for a year, and, like, it's cold here, but that kind of cold's way different. Like, that's, like, legit cold. Like, you know, you gotta, like, take precautions cold. This is just, like, you know, you gotta get a little cozy. And it's pleasant, because you don't really get that a lot in Alabama. Usually you're trying to stay cool. But no, that's like when we lived in Wisconsin, we were going to college, and, like, I would, like, get up in the morning, and I have to shower in the morning, and, like, I would walk to the bus station, or the bus stop, and my fucking hair would freeze during the walk, because it was still wet from the shower. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Greg. We'll see ya.
See ya.
Oh, Greg, we're gonna watch The Shining tomorrow night, on the Discord, if you're available, by the way. Probably about 10 or 9 o'clock CST. The frozen hairs happen to you, Ghostblade. Yeah, it's not very nice. All right, where did you have to go?
The Memory Temple, which is somewhere I've been before. I don't know. Like, this is where you start as Jack.
Okay.
Listen, Jack, we must think this time. Do you want the security system turned on again? Okay, here we go. Get it right this time.
Ghostblade's just saying it's a shame that you can't, like, see that your hair is frozen. It just feels terrible.
Yeah.
Because it would probably look cool if it was all frosty.
Yeah, you look like Goku. Hair all fucking spiked out.
Oh, well, yeah. The soundtrack has such amazing bass. It's just really nice.
Meatwad's back.
Hell yeah. So it says, so what you're saying is I need to play the song in my car with 215 and a 1K watt amp. Probably. I don't know jack shit about car stereo systems, but yeah, it sounds impressive.
Do I need the tier to make that solidify? Oh, what?
That's a lot of bass when you hear it from someone's car. That's the basic setup. Hell yeah.
I'm an idiot. I I keep forgetting Handpan's fucking purpose.
To be tossed. So what's supposed to be here?
I'm about to go see it. There were just items there I wanted to pick up first.
No, you're good. I was just wondering if it had
Because
told you.
I don't know if you remember, there's that cutscene that plays every time you load up the game. Like, we watched it before I started the game.
Right.
Because it's, you know, the castle wherever under attack by those demon lords.
Yeah.
And Jack is one of the dudes there, and there's a lady with red hair named Emiko. And Jack's the dude who leaves, but everybody else is either killed or captured.
Is Emiko the lady you keep running into?
Yeah, I think she's been brainwashed or something, because she's Lady Harkin, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So, okay, this is where Mother was, right?
It's some... No, I think this is just an Elu machine.
Okay, I gotcha.
That Handpan knows how to work for some reason. Oh, this is the original thing, my bad. Like, when you start as Jack, you start here, and you don't know the password, and you fuck up, and you have to go through this, like, Indiana Jones booby trap temple, and then you end up here, and it's an Elu telling you, don't go to Lilithia. Lilithia is fucked up, don't go in there. And you go there.
Right. Seek. Do not seek the treasure.
We thought you was a toad.
We took a nap before we streamed and I'm still so sleepy. Real sleepy hours. So what did you get out of that?
2 fresh graphs and a holy parasol. So let's see what that is. Absorb enemies' magic as NP. No, god damn it. Jesus Christ. So I guess you have to use duplicators for these doors.
I mean, you've got a bunch of those, right?
I have 5. This is the Heaven's Corridor, Tower of Gifts to those who want to attain higher magic from the Mage D. The Mage Sweet D. What a thrill.
Did we play golf on this last night?
I think so.
Did golf with your friends? There's a chest back here.
Mm-hmm.
Louis Anderson also died today, but I don't really feel like I've seen many things with Louis Anderson.
Only thing I remember him from is Life with Louie.
Yeah. But that's a cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he in Bobby's World, too?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either.
That takes me to a new area.
Yeah, he did Family Feud for a while. That's right, Snuggles. I remember that. Like, when I think of Louis Anderson, I just think of that other guy.
John Candy.
Yeah, John Candy.
I think this might be an optional quest, but if it's gonna make Cecilia more powerful, I would rather do it.
Yeah, do it.
I started the download for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Got the code for it today, but I don't know if it's locked until next Friday, because I've seen some people already playing it who, you know, are in North America.
I feel like it's gotta be locked, right?
I mean, that's usually how it works, is you can preload just so you can download it, so when it hits midnight on their servers, you can play it the day of the release, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you be healing. But I've already seen people complaining about it, so I gotta just not look at Twitter. Because you're not allowed to like anything, and like, I'm definitely not somebody who's going to stupidly defend a franchise that makes tons and tons of fucking money, because like, I have not completed a Pokemon game since X.
Yeah.
Because like, I just couldn't get into the Sapphire and Ruby remakes, and I couldn't get into Sun and Moon, and I didn't, like, I was thinking about buying the Pearl remake, but then I started reading about Arceus, and I'm like, oh, I think I'd rather just save my money and buy this, because it has completely different gameplay from any other Pokemon game.
Yeah, it feels like a new game.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that Snuggle says when she thinks of Louis Anderson, she just thinks of the alien from Akira. She's talking about the Espers. But yeah, one of those dudes definitely fucking looks like Louis Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Snuggle says, I tried to play Moon, but it didn't really keep my attention.
Like, I liked Moon better than the Sapphire and Ruby remake. Like, my first game was Red, and I loved it. And then I played Yellow. I played the fucking hell out of Yellow. And then I played Gold, I'm pretty sure. And then I played Crystal, and I played a whole fucking lot of Crystal. And then Ruby and Sapphire came out, and I played Ruby, but I don't think I ever beat Ruby. And then I didn't play Pokemon for a long time until we moved away, and my mom sent me a DS and Platinum as a gift one month when we were in college. And I played Platinum for about 4 years, I think.
Yeah, you played it pretty fucking hard. Like, I remember playing Sun with you when Moon came out. I think that was the last one I played, if I'm not mistaken. And, like, it was good. It just, like, I fall off of games too easily. Or I used to. Like, I've said it a lot, but, like, the stream is definitely my attempt to enjoy video games more and, like, stay on a schedule so I finish games. Bochum says, I might get Arceus. I always play the new mainline games, but I'm not a fan of the remakes. Once the games went 3D, they either went downhill or I just don't care as much as I used to.
Like, man, I was gung-ho to play Sword and Shield, but then they're like, oh, half the Pokemon aren't in this game, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking play that shit.
Yeah.
Because I still don't think my favorite Pokemon is in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I don't think Bastiodon's in that Pokedex yet. Or probably won't be at this point, you know. Ghostblade says, the last one I played was Diamond. Before that, I had played Blue, Gold, and Sapphire. Now I just think they're too easy. But, like, you don't really care about difficulty.
Not particularly. Like, I mostly what I want to do is breed Pokemon.
Yeah, you kind of treat the Pokemon... Like, you like the challenge of, like, collecting them and beating the gym leaders and stuff.
Yeah.
But you also treat it a lot like a life sim. And you just sort of want to explore and breed Pokemon and try to get really good versions of your favorites and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when I played X, I played it and I made a dream team and I was working on breeding perfect IV versions of my dream team, and I started with Chimchar because like Chimchar was who I chose when I played Platinum, right. And I have a soft spot for Infernape. And like I bred so many Chimchars that I ended up with a hatched shiny Chimchar.
JMX says, I got out of Pokemon after Crystal, but Legends looks really good. I have been impressed by what I've seen with Legends. Legends is the first one in a long time where I look at the trailer and it's like, oh, they're actually doing new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like such a departure that it's like, you know, a whole new game, but like they're doing different aesthetics. It's a different like capture method.
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like the 2D games, you know, there was a progression in game mechanics that felt like improvements. And then obviously, you know, you get your first 3D game and it kind of feels the same way. But I feel like after that first one, it's just the same game with different gimmicks, not with innovations.
Yeah, because like for real in X and Y they have the Mega Evolutions, which are, you know, the X and Y variants.
Yeah.
On the Mega Evolutions, and like they're fine. I don't really feel like they add much of anything, but then they don't have that after that. Like in what came after Sun and Moon?
Yeah.
I don't
or no, Black and White.
No, Black and White are before.
Before X and Y, okay.
Yeah, it was the last 2D one, I think. Because in Sun and Moon you have Alolan forms.
Yeah.
And, like, we have that with the new one. We have Hisui forms.
Yeah.
And, like, I think there are Galar forms for Sword and Shield, but Sword and Shield added Dynamax, which I guess replaced Mega Evolution.
But it just makes them really big, right?
Yeah, like, I don't understand... Okay, what am I supposed to do here?
Like... I don't know, it just, to me, because it's that model that everybody adopts with certain franchises now, where they have to put one out every year, and it's just...
Yeah, I'd rather you spend 5 years making a good game than put out a bad game every single year.
Like, you don't have...
Like, I don't need a Pokemon game every year. They're games that should have enough in them that I can play them for a couple of years.
Yeah. Like, I just don't feel like they've put any effort into really... doing interesting things, doing like improvements to graphics, and of course you said that people were saying the graphics in this new one is not good either.
Mm-hmm.
But just in general, it should feel like a better version of the previous installments. It should feel like they made an effort to make a newer experience. But this one does look like that to me. I hope it plays like that. Snuggle says, I think my biggest issue was that I played a ton of Red Blue, kind of played Yellow, Silver, and Gold, then tried Moon. And Moon just felt like I was playing Blue and Red again. And Ghostblade says, when I played Blue, that was as a child, so I never played games before, and I never got past the part where you have to give water to the guard. I think that's the main reason I stopped playing. See, like, that was my case as a kid, too, is like, I would just drop games because I'd get to certain points and just, like, not really be able to continue right away, and I'd get bored and stop. Motion says, I don't think they've ever made a new gimmick or optional thing like pageants that I give a shit about. I'm kind of that opinion as well. Like, I think the basic gameplay of Pokemon is good, and I think some of the life sim stuff that is pertinent to the battle systems is cool. Like, the breeding is cool, like growing berries and stuff is cool. But some of the stuff just feels kind of tacked on and boring to me.
Yeah, but I like some of that shit. Like, there's the pageants, which is cool. I feel like there are some people who love that. And in the Diamond and Pearl remake, they even made it a rhythm game. So it's a little more involved.
Right.
Which looks fun to me. So I feel like, you know, if you keep the same fucking base mechanic every single time and you're not dramatically improving the graphics, you should just be programming all of those things in. So there's tons of shit in the game.
Yeah.
Because, like, I like breeding Pokemon, I like growing berries, I like making poffins. I want the option to be in pageants and stuff if I want. Like, I would love to win contests with my Bastiodon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you know, I guess I'm just not enough into the games to really enjoy that, but maybe I would be if I had one that really captured my attention enough. And Ghostplay is saying that they were trying to say that their problem is that they just, as an adult, they all kind of feel the same. And yeah. Motion says, I think my problem is that unless I have to do it or it really benefits me progressing the game, I don't do it. Yeah, like... And I guess
I know that's how certain people play. Certain
Yeah.
people don't like side quests, and it's like, that's fine, but I like side quests.
I guess, like, there's no problem with that stuff being in, but it also feels like they tack that stuff on, but they, you know, that's their quote-unquote improvement. That's what makes it different from the last one, but it doesn't really. It's just extra bullshit that doesn't mean much. See, that's what I say, Snuggles, is like, I feel like the core gameplay is so strong, just take that and like I kind of like remakes sometimes, so yeah, like Snuggles is saying, I would 100% buy Blue and Red in the style of Breath of the Wild. So like, yeah, if it was like just a huge new polished version of those games,
And I think that's a problem people have with Sword and Shield and Arceus, is it looks like an open world game, but it's not. You just have, you know, freer movement than you've ever had.
Yeah.
Or you have 3D. I guess it's the same amount of movement if you're still on a very linear path.
Yeah. But that's my big problem with Pokemon, is they have not, like, the feel and the gameplay just hasn't evolved as much as I feel like it should have by now to be as big as a game as it is and to be released every year like it is. And, like, some of the things I think that should be in those games are in different games. Like, they've done, you know, some Pokemon Snap games. They've done...
You could take photos of Pokemon in Sun and Moon, but it was, like, in specific instances.
Right. And then there's, like, Stadium and then later Coliseum, and that isn't something that they've really continued either. But
Yeah,
it's
because
like,
Coliseum isn't even as good as Stadium.
Yeah.
Like, it would be such a fucking no-brainer to make Pokemon Stadium 3, but they will not fucking do it.
But it's like, just make a competent Stadium thing and put it in one of the new games.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, all that stuff could be really fun mechanics if you would just develop a little bit and put it in the game. Because that feels more substantial than, like, I don't know, like the pageant or like stirring poppins onto your 3DS screen. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to do it in a way that is just doing the gimmick of that particular console. But I do like having those options because, like I said, if it's always going to be the same turn-based, you have 4 attacks, you hit each other until one of you doesn't have health, you should be, you know, bulking it out with that kind of shit.
I just feel like, you know, they could do more to make the game world feel like a life sim.
Yeah.
I think that's the direction it needs to go, but they just don't do enough for that. Ghostblade says, when I used to play JRPGs many years ago, I wish there were side quests, but recently I was playing Dragon Quest 11 and Ni no Kuni, and I kind of thought the side quests were annoying. Yeah, like, if you're gonna have side quests, they need to be interesting, but I feel like in a lot of games, side quests are just like silly little fetch quests that are, again, like I'm saying, they feel tacked on. They don't feel thought out.
Unlike Skyrim, where the side quests are more fun than the main quest.
Yeah, like an Elder Scrolls game has, for all the criticisms I have for Skyrim, but I love Oblivion, but both of those games have really interesting, fun side quests. Like, you can get fucking lost in some of their side quests and just, like, go and explore and find stuff, and, like, one side quest can lead to another. Like, they're just really nice. Bochum says, I think they could make a Pokemon game that plays like Animal Crossing. Like, I kind of like that idea. I kind of like the idea of, like, less emphasis being put on linear progression. Like, I know that's a thing. It's like a Zelda style gameplay where you have to get certain things to unlock new areas. But I kind of like the idea of just a total open world, and it's like, you are good enough to do this, or you're not good enough to do it. Go train until you are. Go live the life of a Pokemon trainer until you can get through certain things. And, like, you can just go do the gyms in any order, maybe.
Mm-hmm. What I think would be really funny is to have, like, actual time progression in Pokemon. Because, like, there are Pokemon that come out during the day or the night or the morning.
Right.
But, like, if you had, like, year systems, I think that'd be really fucking funny. Because, like, there's even in Black and White, there's a season, because there are certain Pokemon. There's that deer Pokemon that has different appearance based on what year or what season it is. So, like, it's like, oh, I didn't defeat the last gym leader till I was 16, because you started at age 10.
That's what Animal Crossing is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Is in Animal Crossing, there's nothing to do a lot of the time. It's like you're just kind of waiting around for seasonal events. But it would be really fun if you had a game where you are training and battling and doing interesting things while you're waiting for those seasonal events to happen.
How did I happen to get through this room the right way to begin with?
Snuggle says, I put like 400 hours in Skyrim before I found out the dragons don't appear until you do the first quest for the Jarl. Yeah.
Easy mode.
I have about 800 hours in Skyrim, and I've never met the Greybeards. You say easy mode?
Left the Greybeards on red.
Yeah, leave them on red. You say easy mode, but bears are still in the game.
Yeah.
Bears are the real menace in Skyrim. Still says they yell at me all the time. I don't really ever do the main quests in Elder Scrolls games. Like, I do a little bit of them, but I really get sidetracked into other stuff. I do find the side quest stuff more interesting.
Well, I mean, I said Skyrim specifically because I feel like the story in Oblivion is good, but the story in Skyrim is not very interesting, honestly.
Yeah, I'll give it that too. It's definitely a little better in Oblivion.
It's a very generic chosen one sort of story.
Yeah. I would really prefer a game, a single player RPG, because, like, this is sort of the way. How am I trying to say this? I guess it's kind of the way MMOs work, but not really. But I would prefer an RPG where it is more of a sandbox life sim and a big
God damn it.
I would prefer an RPG where it is more of a sandbox life sim in a big open environment, and you can get, it's got a bunch of stuff that is mostly side quest style stuff. Almost like you could go around and play different stories. And then, like, later they could offer DLC packs of different stories. I really just want, like, an open world fantasy life simulator anthology style fantasy RPG.
I know, like, honestly, that's the format I want games to have, is one good base game, and you just release DLC for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But of course, you can't charge a full $60 for the DLC, so they have to just release the same game slightly touched up every year, or they don't make as much money as they want.
Snuggle says, Elder Scrolls Fallout games are always the same at the start for me. I finish the tutorial, I rob the entire first town of anything valuable and sell it, then I walk in a random direction. I really liked being a thief in Oblivion. I stole a lot of shit in Oblivion. The Thieves Guild in Oblivion is like one of my favorite quest lines ever. I thought it was really fun. I hated the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. Because like you're pulling off really interesting heists in Oblivion, and in Skyrim you're kind of just like a brigand, like a strong arm. Snuggles game bugged and she's never done the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. Like, it's fine. Like, I can't really criticize it for doing something different, but at the same time, I did not prefer it to the Oblivion Thieves Guild. Yeah, if they could do a new Elder Scrolls, like if they could remake Morrowind in a new style, I really feel like that would be a good move. Because, like, I mean, I don't feel like they're that interested in doing a new game, and I feel like it's going to be lackluster when they could really just remake an old game and save themselves some work. Like, I would take a complete overhaul of Morrowind and Oblivion at this point. But Snuggles is saying they put out some information about Elder Scrolls 6 recently. I've kind of stopped paying attention to anything because it's been so long. Yeah, what's going on with this thing?
You're supposed to catch that gem.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see what I was supposed to do. Well, maybe not. Oh, wait, it is caught.
Caught! Get it trapped over here. Like, go this way.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Oh, I guess I'm not right,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, that did it. Or maybe it didn't. Yeah, it's not exactly the same here.
Oh.
Okay, I guess we were overthinking that one.
You gonna jump here?
I don't know. My phone decided I don't need to see that fucking tutorial I was following anymore. Jesus Christ.
What kind of games are you into, Ghostblade? Like, do you play games now, or are you kind of not too into them at this point, or do you have some favorites? Because we are open to recommendations. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we have planned to play, but I'm always looking for stuff to add to the list. The most important thing, Suggle says, to ask about Elder Scrolls 6 is, will we get to play as Steve for Minecraft? I hope so. I want to know if they're going to put Waluigi in the new Elder Scrolls. Microsoft does own both. That's true. That's true.
Finally, my successor has arrived. Many trials have proven your worth. You shall receive the art of the ultimate sorcery. I must warn you, do not drown yourself in this power, for the essence of sorcery is not the size of or the effect of the spell, but in the utilization of wisdom. See, it's not the size of the bow. You must purify your magic through wisdom. My successor, you shall master the elements through purity and execution. Dual cast.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even know that's what the reward was.
Mochum says, have you ever played any of the Vampire the Masquerade games? I have Vampire the Masquerade in my Steam library. So, yeah, that's one I could definitely do sometime.
Whatever happened to the new game that was supposed to come out?
Bloodline, it came out. I don't know if it was lackluster or what.
Because, like, it was announced, I think, around the time Cyberpunk was announced. Because they were actually supposed to do some of the shit Cyberpunk was boasting about as far as character creation.
I don't know. Maybe it didn't come out. Snuggles is not sure that it came out. Ghostblade says that I find games hard to get into now, but my favorites have always been Digital Devil Saga. So, after we finish Wild Arms, which we're hoping to finish within the next couple of playthroughs, or next couple of sessions, I'm taking over the controller, and I am playing Digital Devil Story 1 and 2. I'm going to play the compilation SNES cartridge version of both of the very first games. I've played a little bit of the Persona games, but I've never finished one. And I feel like I've played one other sort of side game in the Shin Megami Tensei series, but we're just gonna start at the very beginning, and that series, along with Final Fantasy, is going to be two very long-running series we do on our sort of retro RPG Fridays. So we'll be starting that next month. Snuggle says Bloodlines 2 does not have a release date, so I guess I was wrong about it coming out.
Oh.
Yeah, so like Digital Devil Story is the original, like, I don't know what it was released for originally. Like, it's on, like, you know, a lot of Japanese computer systems, and it's on the Famicom. But it's an adaptation of the original novel, from what I understand. I don't know how close of an adaptation. And then they did a sequel, and then on Super Famicom they released both games in a compilation on one cartridge, with some updated graphics. So I got that. I got a ROM of that, and that's going to be the first one we do in that series. And then we're just going to go through the series from there. I don't know exactly how I'll handle branching off into the different sort of spin-off series that Shin Megami Tensei has, but we're definitely going to try to do like all of the originals.
Then we can talk about our personas instead of JoJo stands.
True.
Although I can tell you, based on birth dates, what your assigned tarot card is.
Hell yeah.
I just got the other Gemini circuit. It was just on the beach where their ship washed up.
Excellent. The original novel was never released in English, but there was a person who translated it, put it on a blog. Yeah, I would assume there's got to be a translation out there, so that's cool. I'm kind of surprised it's not available in English at this point, because several Japanese novels since the 2000s era have been translated.
You found the Gemini circuit that was lost at sea. That's too good to be true. Alright, now my predator wing will become a full-fledged gull wing before your very eyes. I just have to get some extra help, and then I'll get to work. Each Gemini circuit is an energy amplifier. When combined together, they will achieve an energy level that cannot normally be generated.
Cannot normally be generated.
It's important for even small powers to support each other. Whether it's machines or human beings, it's the same thing. Who are they? Colleagues of mine. They're from all over Filgaia, or rather, 6 students of Old Man Zeppet. Emma asked me to come all of a sudden. I had no idea you were making a flying machine. It was always our master's dream. This really was a sudden call. You're still a slave driver, huh, Emma? Rudy's needs are the world's needs now, right, Emma? The Guardian's power in the southeast point is weakening. We need a vessel to take us there. We need to finish this machine before morning. I need your help to accomplish this. The midnight oil was burned. And in the morning,
there was no more oil.
I think we did it. We should test this thing out first. Once you're off, push the accept button to go up higher. Somewhere even higher. With this, you can travel to areas you couldn't reach before. You can use the cancel button to lower your altitude. It's all up to you now. We get to see this cutscene again.
But yeah, I'm stoked to play the Megami Tensei games. I might be saying that name wrong. I think the first games are just called Megami Tensei. They're called Digital Devil.
Well, that's a 30-point improvement.
Holy shit.
Oh no. That's a lot of money, huh?
The lunatic wand. Oh, also Ghostblade was talking about Disgaea. I tried to play one of the Disgaea games not too long ago, and I had trouble getting into it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of tactics-based JRPGs. Like, they're good. I think it's probably just that I don't have the right mind for them. But, you know, maybe that is something we could do at some point, because I know they're good games.
I feel like I tried to play a demo for one
Yeah.
a while back, and it just had the fucking worst dialogue I've ever had to read in my life.
Oh, hell.
It was fucking miserable.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Ghostblade says it's really hard to build up the concentration for them. I think we should at least do Final Fantasy Tactics at some point, because we do want to do all the Final Fantasy series, and I know that's a really, really good one. And, you know, maybe if we get through that and get a little more comfortable in a tactics game, Disgaea might be a series that we take a look at. If you're into that style of game, just go hard and play XCOM. XCOM's really fun. I played a little bit of XCOM. Like, sometimes I can get into the tactics stuff, but other times, I guess with older ones, like I've played a newer XCOM, and it was fun. And I played... what's that game? I played the new sort of remake of Shadowgate. Is that what it's called? Not Shadowgate. What am I trying to say, Snuggles? It's that cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think that's Shadowgate.
Is it Shadowgate? Motum says, yeah, Shadowgate is not cyberpunk. I'm talking. There's Shadowrun. Shadowrun. Yeah. Shadowrun. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of it. I knew it was Shadow something. Yeah, Shadowgate is like a point and click kind of adventure game for NES or SNES. Mosham says the only tactics games I've beaten are Ark the Lad and Tenchi Muyo game on SNES. Shadowgate is my favorite point and click. I really want the remake. We're talking with Tirith about playing some of those. Because I think we're probably going to do, or I'm probably going to do Maniac Mansion on a Wednesday soon. And Shadowgate and The Uninvited, I think, are two others I'd probably like to do. The only tactics games I know about were Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem.
I played a little of one more modern Fire Emblem.
Yeah. And Kawhi's talking about Banner Saga as well. Deja Vu is also a great point and click game. Never heard of that one, so I'll put that on the list. Speaking of old games like that, I downloaded every NES game, and I'm sort of sorting through them in RetroArch right now to weed out duplicates from other...
And ones you can't play on Twitch.
Some of them. Yeah, I'm weeding out duplicates from other countries, and I'm weeding out Mahjong games and some of the porn games. But I'm gonna eventually do a stream where we just go through and play some random NES games. Because like Tirith suggested, we do a stream where people just punish me by suggesting I play really stupid hard games or whatever, or frustrating games for that from that console.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you know some frustrating games, Snuggles, I have no doubt. But yeah, I'd really like to just check out some, not necessarily get too far into them, just play a little bit and see how they play, and probably find some that we want to put on a list for full plays at a later time. So you can just fly anywhere now.
Mm-hmm. I really wish the map had names on it.
Yeah.
Because I decided not to teleport to save on MP. But that means I don't know which one of these is Port Timney.
Motion says Monster Party is a cool NES game you should check out. Hell yeah. I've seen that game before, but I've never played it. But I think it is one I'd like to try.
Okay, why is the image I was looking at before not loading now? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I was roughly going the right direction. Oh, I think it's this, where I was trying to go before. Yep. Pandemonium.
Snuggles is dropping knowledge in the chat on these tactics games. I think a lot of those that Snuggles is talking about are on Steam. Like I know Wargroove is on Steam, if I'm not mistaken. Oh shit, what is that? Oh.
Yeah, I'm playing a little longer tonight.
No, you're good, you're good. This is my brain pill alarm.
Look at this place. This place looks fucking awesome. Look at these tattered curtains.
Yeah,
these
it looks
Minotaur
really good.
statues.
So it says, I'm looking for a particular game that dropped in the last year or so. Very XCOM-like, but super weeb. I don't remember any tactics games like that.
I'm sure once you say it, I'll know it, but I can't think of it. Like, I feel like I know what she's talking about, but then again, I may not. It's just one of those things where you see so many video games all the time where you're like,
yeah.
I must know what that is, but then you hear it and you're like, oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, you're just fucking inundated with them. I'm scrolling through the new and trending anime tactics games on Steam right now. Was it Ice Sky Succubus, Snuggles? I'm sure that's the one you're looking for. Ice Sky Succubus. Ghostblade says, when I was young, I loved JRPGs, but got really frustrated because I couldn't find any new ones after I played a few. I played Final Fantasy, Shin Megami Tensei, Dragon Quest, Xenosaga, Atelier Iris, Disgaea, and that was it. I mean, there's like... It's so easy to get retro JRPGs now.
Yeah, like definitely when we were younger, you didn't have as easy access. I'm sure there are still people who were like, well, I was able to play all those games because I, had a computer, I had ROMs.
I could import stuff.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, now like you can get RetroArch on a computer and you can just get ROMs of. It's just super simple to play anything from PS1 era back.
It's sort of easy to get PS2 stuff.
Yeah, like PS2 and onward is pretty simple too, but sometimes it does take a little work to get them to run correctly. So I'm just saying, like, very base knowledge level of how to do it. PS1 era and earlier is just super simple to put together now. So I would encourage you to, seek out some stuff. But there's also a lot of new games that are really good. I mean, the Monster Hunter series I bet you would really like, because Monster Hunter World is still relatively fresh. Monster Hunter Rise is out on the Switch now. Do you have a console? Or just PC?
Look at these windows.
Before PS2, the ones I found on PS1 were never released in Europe. I didn't know you were in Europe. So yeah, that's another, like, obstacle is regional stuff. Yeah, this place looks fucking cool. Snuggles, if you do end up finding the game you're talking about, let me know what it is, because now I'm just curious. Was it Midnight Mahjong? That's one on the list here. Damn. Ghostblade says they tended to cost like £200. Like,
Jesus.
what the fuck? But yeah, I get that. I mean, I think it's a perfect time to rediscover your love for JRPGs.
Since fucking places either want to charge you full game price for games that are 30 years old, or they just don't want you to play them. They're like, we won't put them on the consoles. We will take ROM sites down.
Fuck it, just get ROMs. Because at this point, it's just a preservation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Stux is restless.
Fights in tight spaces. Yeah, I've seen somebody play that.
Is that the one she was looking for?
No.
Okay.
But she did just come across that, I think. Yeah, I've seen somebody play that. It was really interesting. Mary Skelter is one I see a lot now. It doesn't look like a game I would want to play, but it is super anime.
Oh. Elmina. Never mind. I don't know who Emiko is.
Okay.
I knew it was something with an E and an M.
I mean, you were close. You were close.
Alhazad, what's going on? I thought Elmina was one of you. One of us. Yes. An important part of the plan. I can't have any more intrusions. Turask, take care of my friends for me. Glad I healed before this fight. I didn't realize it was just right here.
Look at this dude.
Oh yeah, I love this motherfucker's design.
Turask. Ghostblade has a PS2, 3, and 4, but not with them at the moment. I just have a Nintendo Switch, which I bought a couple of months ago. What do you have for the Switch? Like, is there anything you play on the Switch currently? Wasn't there an anime tactics game, Mocha asks, where you fight Nazi werewolves? I would very much like to know what that is, if that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. That was probably a bad use of my turn.
I'm uncomfortably warm. but not so much that I want to like.
Yeah, I'll freeze to death if you turn the heat off.
Oh, I'm wearing this like house coat thing. I need to take it off.
Or just give me the blanket.
Here, do you want to wrap it around
Yeah,
yourself?
my shoulders are cold because I refuse to put fucking sleeves on.
Here, take it. Operation Darkness.
Oh, is that it?
That's the werewolf Nazi
Oh,
game
okay.
that Mocha was talking about. Snuggles is still searching.
Looking for anime in all the wrong places.
This is an Xbox 360 game, Motion. Wow. I've never heard of this. So this is like... This looks a little bit like, God, what's that one fucking game? Valkyria Chronicles. It looks like Valkyria Chronicles, but yeah, they're Nazi werewolves. Okay. Fucking interesting, interesting suggestion here. I wonder how...
Oh, I didn't realize Meteor Dive was doing 27 damage. I should pay a little more attention to this fight.
Ghostblade is mainly playing Disgaea 4, bit of Dragon Quest 11, bit of Bloodstained. Doesn't like the visuals in Bloodstained. I'm not a huge fan of the Bloodstained visuals. Like, the gameplay and everything is obviously really excellent. And I don't hate the visuals, but I do wish they were a little more stylized and pixely, maybe, instead of just 3D. Snuggles plays Bloodstained. And he just started SMT5, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff on the Switch. I really want to play that new Monster Hunter on the Switch, Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks pretty cool. I just had trouble getting into World for some reason. Operation Darkness has generally unfavorable reviews. The villains of this game is listed here, and it's literally Adolf Hitler, Heinrich Himmler, and then Alexander Vlado, who is like a vampire SS
Well, his
major.
name's Vlad. So.
Yeah, and Carmilla, who is one of his officers. But yeah, it looks like you actually play as, Oh, there are dragons, too. But yeah, you actually play as two main characters who can turn into werewolves.
Jesus Christ, Rudy. Sad Cecilia had to take a little nap for the end of that fight.
Yeah. I've got one of the Zelda games for Switch. I might play that, as I feel it's a game I missed out on and one that seems really definitive. Is that Breath of the Wild that you've got? Because, like, Breath of the Wild, honestly, is one of my favorite games ever.
It was the first Zelda game I ever played.
Yeah. And it's not like other Zelda games. It's a departure in certain ways from the other games in the series. Not too much. But it... Yeah, I think Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever made.
Okay, so we beat that enemy and then we got captured by Alhazad.
So now you're in prison?
Damn it, this is all my fault. I wonder if everyone is alright. They'll be fine. Let's get out of here. You could get through there. It's all yours, Handpan. Oh, shit!
Are you in control of Handpan? Hell yeah.
The game begins now.
Yeah, this is the real fucking elite gamer hours. Rat Simulator. What if you could just fuck off and abandon these people?
That would be the funniest shit on earth.
What is that down there?
It's a hole. I'm just...
Oh, there's holes everywhere.
Examining.
Lousy with rat holes. Oh, man. I gotta take this coat off. I'll be right back.
Bones. More bones. Even more bones. I'm loving theme of Handpan. I have too many options. I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to start with. Okay, so this is Jack's room, but I can't do anything. There's a big door I can't open. Another victim of demons. I guess nothing there. Okay.
Alright, I'm back. Agreed, says J-Mac, on Breath of the Wild being incredible. I miss the older style of dungeons, but I think the shrines and the divine beasts get too much hate. I agree, yeah. I wish there was dungeon crawling in Breath of the Wild, but it's so good that it would be a luxury because it doesn't feel like it's necessarily missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was there, it would be excellent, but the game is not hurt by it not being there. Oh, Ghostblade also loves the Souls games. I haven't played DS3 yet, so looking forward to that. Excellent. I am a huge fan of Dark Souls and all the lore. I'm dog shit at playing them, unfortunately. But there is a possibility that I will try to tackle Bloodborne on stream at some point, maybe this year. Mochum says, just a big fan of games where you can play as rodents.
What was that one game, if it ever came out? You could play as like a fucking Redwall.
You played as like a little stealth Redwall rodent.
Yeah.
Was it Ghost of a Tale? I see that game a lot. That might be it if it ever came out. I know that is one that's like that. There's a couple of games where you play as like little fantasy rats. Most of them are like little tactics things.
The labor laws also apply to rats, you know.
Oh my god. Mochum says there's a VR game called Moss where you play as a fantasy mouse with a sword, and Kawaii is saying Ropolis is a great game if you like rat games. I'm fairly sure she made that up. It sounds like a real game. Tirith is home at last. Congratulations, Tirith. You have conquered the day.
What is that one game? I'm sure Kawaii will know it, where you just are a rat with a bomb strapped to you. It's like almost like an Angry Birds.
Oh, there's two of them. They're really terrible. It's something rats. Or is it just called Rats? I'm gonna Google it. Dirty Rats or Filthy Rats or something.
Are these the Green Goblin?
Bad Rats.
Bad Rats.
Bad Rats Show is actually the full title. Mochum knew it. Yeah, Bad Rats. All right, Bad Rats stream win. We should do that. Oh, Suggles gave up on finding the game. Do you remember anything? I love to Google stuff, and it's really bugging me that we can't find it. Do you remember anything else about the game? It's an anime style game. It's a turn-based tactics game.
And it's modern.
XCOM style, released about a year or two ago. I would love to find it. I just want to know what it is now.
Oh, these doors just opened now. So I guess I should be checking to see if there's anything good in them. It has been dead for a while.
Do you remember if it was a 3D or pixel? Okay, I want to say it was cell shaded, done by a small company, and it was released on Steam. Like, even if I don't find it now, I'm just gonna keep looking for it tonight, because now I'm fucking...
I wonder why this enemy is named Aspic. Was that somebody else looking for a game that sounds the
No,
same?
they were just talking about Disgaea.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Troubleshooter. I remember that coming out. Mochum might be right.
Guess I need to start using these lucky cards.
Yep, Troubleshooter. Mochum got it.
Mystery fucking solved. Why don't I try to figure what these are out? Don't do that. This is bad.
What happened?
I'm paralyzed.
Oh, shit.
Which is just immediate, you don't get a turn. Why do you get to go first again? You can feel its sorrow.
You really do be feeling its sorrow, though, huh?
Oh, finally figured this one out. Shadow bind, and it fucking did nothing, so that's cool. What is it supposed? Blind enemy, okay. God, I have a ton of magic, or not magic, but fast draw that I haven't figured out.
It says, I'm going to break down and buy myself a new game next month. I can't decide between Elden Ring and Dying Light 2. I think I'm definitely going to
Okay.
get Elden Ring.
Is there a door over here? It's just
I don't think I'm going to stream it immediately or anything, so I wonder if I should just get it and play it off stream.
Oh, I know what I'm fucking supposed to do. Two enemies I probably shouldn't fool around.
Yeah, like our PCs definitely couldn't play and stream Elden Ring, but I would just get it on PS4. Is that a dead body?
Yeah, I'm in a prison. A dungeon. So that stays activated. Now I need her to go and do that again. You need to eat some berries, girl. That would have been pretty bad if I got into a fight.
Get you some fruit, bitch.
Okay, so you need to stay here.
Some of those potion berry sounds disgusting.
No. You? Yeah, I need to move you. Because I think there's a 3-switch spot somewhere that we all need to meet up. You know.
Oh yeah, the floating cubes. There they are. What the fuck? So what have we got planned coming up? We've got, what is today, the 21st?
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow's the 22nd, so the 29th, 1 week from tomorrow, we're going to do Monster Rancher, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
So, long Monster Rancher stream coming up in about a week. You're playing Bayonetta next week on Monday, but when are you going to play Arceus?
I want to play it Friday.
Okay. So you were saying you might do an extra stream of this to try to finish it up before then?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I guess it depends on how I feel Sunday.
Yeah.
Because that seems like the smartest day to do it.
Yeah, I agree. So, regardless of if we finish this, you are going to play Arceus next Friday, because you are not going to get a new Pokemon game and not play it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how we're going to make it through Friday without you playing it.
Yeah.
before that night. Yeah, so everything should be in place to finally play Monster Rancher. So I've got a big stupid stack of classic metal, extreme metal CDs. We're going to start plugging those in and generating monsters off of them and just see what happens. Never played Monster Rancher before. It's going to be fun. So what do you think your game plan's going to be with streaming Pokemon then? I mean, you said you would like for that to become your Monday game.
Yeah.
So do you just want to play it on Fridays until you beat Bayonetta?
I mean, I don't want to take away you starting the next RPG, though. You know?
We'll figure it out.
I may need to just do an extra stream until I beat Bayonetta. Like, I know Bayonetta's not terribly long.
No, I think you probably got maybe 3 more streams of Bayonetta. Ghostblood says, I used to love the anime of Monster Rancher as a kid. I remember watching it as a kid. It was always really cool. but I'm not entirely familiar with it. I've never played the games.
Oh, I may have just fucked myself.
You don't think you can beat this guy?
Demon P.
Demon P.
Rudy will be hit by rocks. That's a lot of damage, Demon P.
Yeah, I just remember the big eyeball dude as well, Mochum. You know, we put, like, this was one of the original ideas before we even started streaming, was to do this Monster Rancher stream, and we just kept putting it off after we got Monster Rancher for like a whole year, basically. And then finally I buckled down and got all the CDs I wanted ordered for it. And then the capture card issue happened, and we didn't get to play it the day we planned to. And now I've put it off again. And now Monster Rancher 1 and 2 have been announced for the Switch. And you can access a digital library of CD releases. But I still think I'm going to prefer to do it like the old school way and switch the discs out. Because you can do that with PS3. Ghostwood says, I didn't know the game involved CDs. Yeah, so there's a mechanic in the game where, you know, originally it came out on PS1. So I've got a PS1 disc, which I can play in my PS3. But basically, you put the disc in and you can play it normally. You don't have to do this. But there's a mechanic where you can go to a place in the game and summon a monster. And you take the game disc out and you put any CD in, like a music CD, and I think it'll work with DVDs as well. I think I've confirmed that it works with Blu-rays on the PS3. But basically, you just switch in another disc and it reads the data off of the disc. And it will generate a monster based on that data. So I just got a big stack of, you know, sort of classic metal releases that I want to spend a day generating monsters with and battling them and raising them and stuff. Snuggle says, time to scan barcodes for monsters. I had that when I was a kid. I had that scanners game. Mine was green. I didn't know anybody else that had one though, so I didn't really get to do anything with it. I would just go to the grocery store with my mom and scan shit and get little monsters. Bochum had the Digimon Digivice pedometer. That's sick. I had both versions of the, what was it called? My Pikachu. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a yellow one and then there was a silver one later. And
I think I had the silver one.
I think I had both. And yeah, you would just, you know, your Pikachu would hatch and then you'd walk around with it and level it up and stuff. I was not into Digimon as a kid. Like, I don't know anything about it, really. Oh, Ghostblade had 2 of the Digimon ones. Are there Digimon games that are good?
think one came out fairly recently.
Yeah, it was like Digimon Cyber Sleuth or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wasn't. It was like I was really into Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where a lot of kids got into one or the other, and they stubbornly thought of the other as a ripoff.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my mindset. It's like I was really into Pokemon. I remember seeing Monster Rancher and like thinking, oh, that's kind of cool, but I don't like it as much as Pokemon. And then Digimon just looked like stylistically, it's not as simplistic as Pokemon.
I remember I really liked the movie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I kind of understand now that it's a lot of more of its own thing than just a Pokemon ripoff.
I can get this after I get everybody back.
Snuggles is singing "We're the Kids in America." Was that in the Digimon movie?
Mm-hmm. So was the Funk Soul Brother.
Snuggles says, "I think Digimon came first."
It may have. I mean, I'm sure it was like a year.
I'm not sure about that.
Like, I don't think it's a huge gap of time.
Let's find out. I want to say Monster Rancher came first.
Probably. I remember watching the Monster Rancher anime, but I feel like the Digimon anime didn't come on anywhere reliably, and Pokemon did, and then Monster Rancher sometimes did.
Oh, she might be right. Digimon 1997.
I thought Pokemon was 94.
No, yeah, Pokemon's 96. So I think Pokemon is just a tad bit older.
Okay, now I think we're supposed to fight this dude.
And then Monster Rancher is also 97.
I'm glad that will you go back to your cell question starts on yes. So if you're just mashing, fuck you.
Yeah. Digimon was really dark and serious in comparison. The villains were actually really evil and scary. See, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, Mochan was also saying that the anime of Digimon is probably better than Pokemon because there's actually more of a story.
It also has a more unique style.
Yeah, but I don't... Like, you say that, but I think that's just because everybody has emulated Pokemon style more since its advent. But I think the design of Pokemon are better than the design...
No, I don't mean the monsters. I mean the people.
Okay.
Because, like, that artist had another manga before Digimon, I think.
I gotcha.
And, like, the style in it is similar. Like, just the way that he draws people.
I think I was also put off by the designs of Digimon because, like, they're a little too complex for my taste. Like, they're cool, don't get me wrong, and, like, I'm sure I could get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Are there, like, what is it, like, Digimon started as a game, though, right? Like, is that what it was before anything else, or was it an anime before anything else? Or it started as digital monsters is the first thing, it looks like. Oh, it started as... Wikipedia says it literally started as a masculine counterpoint to the female-oriented Tamagotchi. So it's literally just little pocket pets. Interesting. See, I didn't know that. Then there came Manga and video games. So those came later. I'm still really interested in trying out a couple of the newer monster raising games, like Temtem and Koromon. Like the Koromon stuff in particular looks interesting to me. A lot of people have criticized it, I think, as being too derivative of Pokemon, but like I don't really see how. I mean, I do see how you could do something that's way more interesting and unique. Oh, he gone. But I feel like, you know, you're just wanting to do an homage, more or less, to Pokemon, so it looks pretty cool to me. I want a horror-themed monster catching game.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
I want a game where you play as a witch and you capture monsters and raise them and stuff. Because I know Shin Megami Tensei is similar to that. I know you're like making pacts with demons and shit like that, but I want something that's a little more modern and stylized and I guess like magic based without like all the digital stuff that Shin Megami Tensei has. Like, I just want you to, like, be a witch and you're doing, like, you know, rituals and stuff and collecting ingredients and summoning little monsters and demons. Vampire Chan, go, use bite, says Kwai. Right, but I want it to be more like Silent Hill monsters. I just want it to be, like, freaky shit, you know, like body horror monsters and biblically accurate angels and like what's the Devil's Dictionary? Is that what it's called? The Devil's Dictionary with demons?
The Key of Solomon?
The Key of Solomon. Yeah, I want to be demons from the Key of Solomon. Just like really awful, horrifying shit that you get to nurture and care for.
Yeah.
You know, basically you would have familiars, I guess, is the way you would say it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish this dungeon and then I'll be done for the night.
Okay. But yeah, that's been one of my dream games for a long time, is something like that. I kind of like the idea of them being classed like that too, like
Princes or dukes or whatever.
no, not necessarily. Just like I would want them to have like proprietary lore-based names for the different classes, but like like a series of creatures that are based on classical demon designs, a series of creatures that are based on classic like folk monster designs, a series of creatures based on classic like true angel designs, like just weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like that's 3, and then a class that's based on bizarre body horror, like Silent Hill kind of stuff, and then a 5th class that's based on like modern internet horror, like Slender Man and Siren Head and shit like that.
Yeah.
Ghostblade says, I always wished anime and JRPGs were darker. There are horror anime, but I don't know about them, and there definitely aren't horror JRPGs in terms of horror being blood and guts, and Persona was really upbeat and joyful, which I used to find off-putting, or even just darker themes, not necessarily blood and guts. I have the same problem. So there are horror anime, but the anime is too precedent in it for me for the most part. If you're looking for good horror anime, Perfect Blue is probably is it Perfect Blue?
If you're talking about psychological stuff, yeah.
That's probably the best horror anime, but it is a psychological horror. So it's not supernatural really. What's the horror anthology?
Yami Shibai.
Yami Shibai. Yami Shibai is a good anime series because it's just, you might not like it because it's got really simple animation, but it's just little.
Yeah, it's like an anthology.
It's like an anthology of like little folk tales and stuff. And I think it's really good. And then there's also the Junji Ito anthology series.
Which is fine.
It's fine. It's not as good as it could be, but it's okay.
I wish there was a Fuan no Tane one.
If there was a Fuan no Tane anime, that would be excellent, because Fuan no Tane is it's my favorite manga series.
That and Koisho Radio, like both of them made an anime.
Yeah, PTSD Radio and Fuan no Tane.
Do I have High Revive? Yes.
Ghostblade says, what else? Cyberpunk anime. They're not like animes and they're not cute. So, yeah, like, I mean, a lot of modern anime in particular is very cutesy because there's like that whole moe wave of anime now. And I don't have a problem with that, but I do wish there were more anime with darker themes. But I mean, Cyberpunk, if like, you know, you're talking about like Ghost in the Shell, I mean, that's really cool. Ergo Proxy is really good.
It's I got no goddamn idea what Ergo Proxy was about.
It's fucking brilliant. Serial Experiments Lane.
Amy Lee from Evanescence was there.
Yeah, Serial Experiments Lane is an excellent cyberpunk anime. If you like that kind of stuff, Ergo Proxy's creator also has an anime called Witch Hunter Robin, which is really good, and it's got supernatural stuff in it.
Yeah, because it's like a urban magic sort of thing.
Oh man, it's fucking Snuggles has seen Ghost of the Shell in IMAX.
God damn. Dorohedoro is very good. I haven't watched the anime, I've only read it, but it is...
It's got horror elements.
It's got horror, it's got body horror, which is why I fucking adore it.
Like, there is a lot of good horror manga, but not a lot of it gets adapted into good horror
and like, they
anime.
have started an anime adaptation of Dorohedoro, but like, I haven't watched it, because I was a little put off by it, but I'm gonna give it a chance, but also, it's only one season right now. Yeah. So I don't mind waiting around.
Ghostblade says, what about Cyber City 808? So, Roadkill and I and our friend Tirith are working through a big list of classic OVAs and stuff right now. And the next two we're going to watch are Dominion Tank Police and Cyber City 808, I think. Never seen it before, but... Tirith busted and said, goddamn vampire! But speaking of...
I mean, it's Hellsing, technically. Hellsing's my favorite anime ever.
I would, if you like,
no, don't.
You know, more serious, darker anime, I would definitely recommend the 2003 adaptation of the manga Hellsing.
That's Hellsing with 2 L's.
Yeah. That is an excellent anime. And if you like that, I would then watch the OVA, which is a closer adaptation to the actual manga. It does have more comedy elements than the original version of the anime, but it's also really good. Hellsing is one of my favorite anime and manga ever, so it's really good. Speaking of JRPGs, the next game I play on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays are my horror streaming day, I finished Silent Hill 1 and Eternal Darkness, and I've just been sort of playing random stuff in January. But in February, I'm going to start a game called Kodelka, which is a JRPG from PS1, and it is a horror turn-based role-playing game. And it's the precursor to a series called Shadow Hearts. And from what I understand, the first couple of Shadow Hearts games also are horror. Like, they get more sci-fi and fantasy as the series progresses, and I think by the third game, it's not really horror anymore. But at least Kodelka and Shadow Hearts 1, I think, has... I've seen some of the monster designs, and to me, they're really decent horror monstery designs. So I'm kind of excited to at least check out that first one. But that's the next game I'm going to play starting in February. So maybe check some of that out. Maybe it'll be cool. That being said, Kodelka, well, other than Parasite Eve, Kodelka is really the only other horror RPG I can find.
Also, if you, it's not an RPG, but one of the earlier From Software games, Q1, isn't that a horror game?
Yeah. PS2 has a From Software game from, the folks that do the Soul series. One of their earlier games on PS2 is called Q1, and you play as
Siegfried is alive, by the way. I was telling you, I don't know if when we saw Mother eat him, that was the end of his story, or if he's coming back. He just spoke to us.
How do you spell that? Q1, it's Ku-on. You play as like a Japanese exorcist, I believe.
Yeah, she's like a shrine maiden or something.
I think you can play as a male or female, and I think they have slightly different gameplay.
But like you literally, it's the same like menu as Dark Souls in some ways. Because I can picture that little D-pad menu to cast your spells.
All the From Software games has very similar gameplay. So yeah, if you like Souls games and you're looking for like a good horror game, Q1 is a good survival horror game in that style.
I guess we weren't the only ones who escaped from the dimension gap. I just sit there and watch as the black light of the darkness tier rain. What? As the black light of the darkness tier rain rips Filgaia into pieces. That was a strange assemblage of those words. No, how is this possible? Easy, my human friends. The darkness tier can regenerate anti-life energy by reversing the effects of the teardrop. You know how energy is delivered to the different regions, don't you? No, the Elu pyramids. Yes, the machine the Elus built has now become a doomsday device for Filgaia. With the satellite, we can broadcast the anti-life energy from space. We will put an end to this ray line, the power network of the Guardians. Not just wastelands, we will bring utter death to this planet. I thought you wanted to rule this planet for yourself. What you're doing is just killing the planet. You sound more like Mother, who you used to hate. Lady Harkin was originally a human woman. A woman gives birth. Who else is more perfectly suited to give birth to anti-life than a mother? Do it, Alhazad. Let the black tear rain onto the world.
Let the hate flow through you.
There's no way we will let you do that.
Oh shit. Shit's popping off here.
The Elu's teleportation device had scattered the darkness tier all over Filgaia. The dark glow of the crystal severed the lifeline of the Guardians. This line, called the Ray Line, spreads deep under the planet's crust. Crust. I wish I had pizza. I'm very hungry.
I'm so sorry.
The power that held the world together quickly diminished as the guardians in each area lost their link. Nature hangs in an uncomfortable balance of an occasional major disruption. The darkness here, the antithesis of the teardrop. It will suck Filgaia dry of its life before our very eyes.
Tirith has pizza.
Deliver it to us.
She says she totally wants to rub it in your face that she's eating pizza, but just rub the pizza in their face.
Stop! Damn it! Stop it!
Fucking
They done killed my man Jack!
fucking electrocuted my man Jack.
Greg! Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. Bitch hours.
Oh, well. I guess it worked.
Yeah, Danny felt them.
Get away, don't come near me. I'm Lady Harkin, the demon warrior. I couldn't protect her! Again, my power alone could not save her. Just fucking pass out. Jack, he's hurt. He's not. He's at full health. I healed him.
Man pain.
The darkness tier didn't do too much damage after all. Thanks to our human friends here, the Guardians remain alive. I guess this plan turned out to be a failure. Ugh. This wasn't a failure. This was supposed to get their attention on what we've accomplished. What would be the meaning of that? Ah, I see. Kadingle. 1,000 years ago, the legendary evil tower of Kadingle was sealed somewhere. We needed to know where and how we could find it. That was the real objective of this project. Ha, ha, ha. Humans, wait till I obtain the heavenly power. You will be thrilled by the new moon, and finally Filgaia will... What in the world do you think you're doing? Elmina and Garrett, this is the knighting ceremony. You could lose your title for this. Shoot, the old man found us. Not an old man, but your superior as of today. Chief Knight, I asked Garrett to come. It's my fault. Why are you here? You can see the entire town from here. You must find what it is that makes you who you are before you can utilize any of the fighting skills we are learning. If not, you'll always be just half a warrior. I thought that by looking from here, he would find something to protect. Something to protect? I already have that. For a good-looking girl, I'll show my courage, Elmina. The most important thing a knight should know is what he is protecting. That is why we, the 7 Finral Knights, are named after tools of defense. I, Coldbird, am the armor. Commander Ryan is the shield. This is like that episode of King of the Hill where Peggy joins that real estate company and they're all a different organ.
Yeah.
Elmina is the attack. I am the sword. Lately, I've been known as the Sword Princess. So, what am I called? You're a newcomer. You'll be Van Buris, the Hand Guard. Van Buris? What is that? It sounds terrible. The sword is the key to defending against the enemy. You, Van Buris, are the Hand Guard that protects Elmina. Are you not satisfied? Ha. 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 No problem. I'll guard everything. Let me at it. I'll guard anything that moves. I am Van Buris. I am a Finral Knight as of today. Rudy, Princess. Welcome. We're back in Adelheid. We were all worried about you. I was dreaming about the past. I was supposed to protect, but I couldn't. I had no right to badger you on your secrecy, Princess. I sacrificed everything to be a Van Buren. I couldn't tell you the truth about who I am. Jack is a Van Buren. What is this the word? You're an important member of this team now. Member, huh? Very immature, Jack. Thanks, everyone. Rudy, Princess, could you guys do me a favor? We have to go to Arctica. I have to get there to take care of some unfinished business. I cannot let her stain her hands any further. She's knee-deep in blood and sin. I have to help her and protect her.
She's going to save Almina, basically?
I guess so. You're going to use your powers for protection. I've forgotten the true nature of my sword.
Oh my.
Well, I'm hoping that's not going to change your stats, because Rudy is definitely the one with the highest defense.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Tirith and Mochum are talking about two games. Tirith is talking about Galarians, which looks like a PS1 survival horror game. Looks pretty cool. And Mochum is talking about a PS1 game called Tecmo's Deception, which is like a horror kind of game where you set traps for people in a castle.
Hell yes.
I'm gonna put both of those on my list to check out. Thank you for the recommendations.
I don't know why I just paid to sleep. I bet we were all healed. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. I may try to stream Sunday night. I'm not 100% set on it, but I feel like one more 3 or 4 hour stream, I could beat this game.
Yeah. I know you're wanting to get it done so we can move on. Oh! Well, this was a good stream. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for sticking around, Ghost Blade. It was good talking to you tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll be back possibly Sunday. We'll make an announcement.
And if not, definitely Monday with more Bayonetta.
Yeah. But we will see you guys soon. Bye, Snuggles. Bye, Mochum. Bye, Tira.
Bye-bye.
Alright, see ya, everybody.